welcome back to Business AM. We are online, hashtag Business AM at Metropole TVKE. Let's get the conversation going on. So this morning, the question is, what headlines are you waking up to your business day? All right, we have Abraham Muthogo with us in the studio. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
It's very cold.
Yeah.
It's very cold. I hope you're breathing okay.
It's very warm in here.
Yeah, it's very warm in here. That's one good thing.
Yeah.
Nina was supposed to join us this morning, but I don't know whether it's the cold that affected her this morning. Okay. We got a cold. Simba, I cannot make it. All right. And that call came in at 6:30. So we had to step in for her as well.
That's good.
All right. Hopefully Nina is doing okay. We're still getting updates of her condition. We shall be updating you that as well. If you don't see her there for at 1 p.m., that means she's not feeling okay. But we have to go on with the business. All right. Now, the first headline that we are waking up to this morning: Nairobi County cut ties with Jumbo Pay. Now, the question is, therefore, I know it's a good way to go about it, but when you look at the way Jumbo Pay was going about their business, now they've adopted a USSD code that is the *235 hash. Is that a good way? Because I was saying that all the revenues are supposed to going through another hand before they go into the account. They'll be going directly into the account. Is that a good starting point for Nairobi County?
I think it was long overdue.
It was long overdue.
It is long overdue because for two reasons. One, don't forget that there must have been a commission that was payable for Jumbo Pay providing this service to Nairobi County. That's number one. Number two, the money was first going to Jumbo Pay, then going to the county.
Yes.
Now, the longer the route of money, the more things can happen. So I think with this new move, I think the money goes directly to the county. So one, they get their money, they're in pocket almost instant. Two, they save on that commission that they were paying onto Jumbo Pay.
Yes.
And even to go further, if you look at the transition, I think they managed it quite well.
They managed it quite well.
Yeah, because it was a cut and start the new one.
It was a cut and start the new one. But I would like to, you even as you mentioned that the transition was really good, I would like us to throw back and look at the other firms who wanted to come and take over after Jumbo Pay. Remember, there was another firm that was touted to come in and take over from Jumbo Pay. And that we have tenders going in, and all the firms that are gone in to apply for this and also for interviews, they said that they didn't like the way the county treated them. Remember, the county came out and said, we don't have anybody to take over after Jumbo Pay. Now, that's after now we have this USSD code introduced. What do you read into that?
You see, again, with business, Nairobi County is a client.
Yes. So
you really have to manage them. If you say they're not treating you well, this is not a love relationship. This is purely business. You want to offer service, and how much value are you bringing in?
Yes.
So I think at the back of their mind, the county wanted to do this all along. I think they were just buying time, and now they're good to go, and I think they'll not look back. And I think going forward, I may not be surprised if another county goes this route.
Another way that people are looking at it is like Nairobi County has been losing a lot of their revenue collection to corruption. Every single time they do not actually hit their targets. And we do know that SRC, the other day when the county hall employees were going on strike, SRC told them, I think you have not hit your revenue collection targets because you cannot ask for pay rises when indeed your systems that you have in play for revenue collection cannot give you enough money. And some of the ways in which that they've been told they're losing money is through in-house corruption. Right? Do you think there's a better way to fight corruption?
You see, the new system and Jumbo Pay, in terms of channel, are very similar.
Yes.
So that will not solve that problem. Because what solves that problem is to go into the system. Like, for example, are we making sure that everybody who has a business is paying his license fee? That's where the revenue is coming from. This is merely a channel of how the money gets to the council. But as to whether it will enhance payment, yes, only to the extent of efficiency. That somebody who previously would not want to go and queue at City Council will now be able to pay using the convenience of a cyber or his phone.
Yes.
But to the extent that there's somebody who does not want to pay, this will not solve.
Yes. All right, so we're just waiting to see how you are going to respond to that. Remember, the hashtag, not the hashtag, the number, all right, the USSD code is *235 hash. And so the other question is, should we we'll be seeing therefore more advancements into how it is that you're supposed to pay your revenue as we wait for residents to transition into the USSD code?
Yeah, because you see now, they have a *235# hash, which is different from the other one that JumboPay was using.
Yes.
That is fine. But in terms of the information flow, it could be better. Because I tried it this morning, and I really had to go into Google and search for all that.
Yes,
stuff.
yes.
I think the information needs to come out.
It needs to come out.
Yeah, it come out, and because even now, there's the issue of what M-Pesa pay bill are we paying into.
Yes.
Because previously the other one was for JumboPay. And if you listen to what he said, the council said yesterday, that there are people who have money in their previous wallets, and that money is stuck there. So they have to they're looking for ways of how it will move to either go back to the owner or it's transitioned.
Or is it transitioned into the new one?
Yeah.
All right. So we're waiting to see how it is that you're going to respond to the new way that you're even going to pay for your parking. All right, Singaporean developer. Now let's just cross over to the next headline that we have here. This morning, the screen was waiting for Nina Shaban. All right, good. Now we're good. Singapore developer to put up 8,828 housing units in Kenya. So for me, I know we've had a discussion about affordable housing in the country and what sort of attractions will move Kenyans to buy houses in Kenya. Now wait for the details. The details are like this. All right, now they have 972 one-bedroom units. Good. 2,912 two bedrooms, 4,368 three bedrooms. Now, according to the information now that we have on the farms, now the three bedroom houses will go for 5.8 million. Two bedroom for 4.8 million. The one bedroom will cost 3.5 million. Now, they expect to complete this project in 2024. Let's look at the figures, okay? Let's therefore go over the other side and compare this with the affordable housing project that the government is really trying to push for. Are they in line? Let's just look at the figures. Are they in line?
First and foremost, okay, 8,000 units in about 5 years.
In about 5 years, yes.
Is a very small number.
It's a very small number?
It's a very small number compared to the 500,000 you're trying to
yes.
That's number one. Number two,
yes.
If you look at the breakdown of those three, for the studio, one bed, 2 bed and 3 beds,
yes,
they're doing more of the 3 beds and 2 beds than they're doing the smaller ones.
Yes.
Now, affordable housing in Kenya is, you talk about a 3 million Kenya shilling house
about
below.
3 million below.
All those are above that amount. So this is good for the housing stock for people who just want to buy. But I think it will fall short in terms of solving our affordable. You know, the key word here is affordable housing. And that is on the supply side. On the demand side, we still have to solve the problem of income. We have to uplift the standards of living of Kenyans. Because if our income, our general income, the income per capita goes higher, then it's easier for people to consume better products, buy bigger houses. But now, you know, even if we brought it to 2 million and people don't have that 2 million, it's still not affordable. So affordability is a function of a low price, of a reasonable price, and the level of income.
Yes.
Yes, because these people are from Singapore. And even if you look at the Singaporean model, they made sure that as they were increasing their stock of housing, they uplifted the standards. The GNP went up. And that's why they have a 90% home ownership, the highest in the world.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, but let's talk about, therefore, these figures that we're looking at right now, 5.8 million, 4.8 million, and 3.5 million. Someone will look and say, yes, they're considerably low to what other companies are touting to do affordable housing in the country are offering in the country. Therefore, would you go the mortgage way, therefore, for this company? And therefore, is it time for us to think about the mortgage refinancing company that the president also launched in the country the other day? Is it also involved in this project, and how can it get involved in this project just to make sure that Kenyans get these houses? Because it's good, 8,000 units, not bad.
You see, the Kenya Mortgage Refinance Company primarily solves the liquidity problem of banks.
Yes.
That's what it does, primarily.
Primarily.
Because it does not increase the stock. It basically takes out the debt that banks have, so they have their money back to lend it out. Now, in terms of you're saying the prices are reasonably affordable. That's true. But we are not short of this kind of stock in this market, even as we speak.
Yes.
What we are short of is the houses of 3 million and below. Those are the houses we don't have. And those are the houses that 80 to 90% of this country are looking for. So there's a disconnect. We'll continue putting more and more of these houses in stock. And that's why you see, if you walk around, you'll see a lot of these units, Kilimani, Kileleshwa, that are untaken. Why? Because, first of all, the price is very high. And two, that market is getting saturated. I think it's high price. Everybody went down lower to the lower end of the market. That area is huge. So, given that they've spread this over for 5 years, I'm sure they'll succeed.
Yes.
But in terms of solving the affordable equation, I don't think so.
All right, we do have the numbers for home ownership in the country. Now,
Yes.
we do know that 90% of Kenyans, or is it 90% or 70%? 90% of Kenyans are into renting and
Yes,
all that.
it's 90.
Now, it's only 10% who are actually into home ownership,
Yes,
isn't it?
yes.
Now, when you look at these figures, therefore, what is the immediate thing? Because for some of these companies, therefore, to succeed,
Yes.
something has to be done within the economy, therefore, to raise the living standards of the citizens for them to be able now to take up some of these projects. What should be the immediate thing that should be done, therefore, to turn around home ownership stories in the country?
You see, the immediate thing, because people need shelter today.
Yes.
So why don't we start with companies? And they're there. The companies that can come and put up 20,000, 30,000 units for rent.
Yes.
Affordable rent. Let's start from there. Number two, let's try and bring down the cost drivers that are driving the cost of housing up. And mostly you'll find its inputs, especially price of cement and price of sand and price of power. Then the tax regime. What tax breaks can we give to developers in terms of, so to incentivize them to come and put up those houses in terms of corporate tax, VAT, all those tax, what kind of breaks can we give them?
Yes.
And then lastly, the approvals, the approval regime. What can we reduce the pain of someone who wants to put the amount of approvals and hoops they have to jump through to get their approval? So that we try and have literally a one-stop shop where I can go and get all my approvals. Because right now, you have to go to different doors to get all your approvals. And some of these approvals actually are not absolute. They expire. So by the time you get the last one, the first one is expiring.
Expired, yes.
So those are some of the things we need to look at. Because don't forget, we're trying to attract international capital, which is looking around the world.
Yes.
So if there's a better place to go, they'll go there first. So why don't we put our house in order? And I'm happy that our ease of doing business is getting better. But I think there's still huge room.
There's still
for
huge room. They say that Kenya currently is at 61.
Yes, we can go higher.
Across the world, it can go higher.
It can go higher.
All right, let's just cross over to the next headline this morning. All right, good. Now, the Chinese in Gikoma. I want us to approach this from a very pragmatic point, like a normal citizen. But look, should we be scared that we should not be seeing Chinese in our country? Because this is just what it is.
Okay, it is what it is.
And why are Kenyans opposed to Chinese?
They're not opposed to China. You see, I don't want to sound phobic,
Yes.
but this is scary, yes.
This is scary.
It is scary.
Yeah.
For these reasons. One, I doubt whether you can go and do this in China. I really doubt it. I doubt they would allow you to do it.
It's actually, I don't think you
Yes,
would do it.
yes.
Let's just say what it is. I don't think you will do it.
And for you to do business in Kenya,
Yes.
I think you need a permit, a work permit. And the work permit, the principle behind a work permit is that, but before you give a work permit, you should satisfy yourself that there's no Kenyan who can do that job. That is why work permits are controlled.
Yes.
So I believe that there are Kenyans who can do Mtumba business, and they are doing. The bigger danger here is the next thing that might probably happen, they will come with new clothes that are cheaper than
the ones that are getting sold over there.
and that will be game over.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
So, and with that, you can imagine how many jobs you're going to wipe out.
Yes.
So the question is, are we exporting our jobs? Because sometimes government must, as part of this, must have some policies that are protectionists by nature.
Yes.
That you have to, at times, you must move fairness aside and protect your businesses. And I think this is one of those moments.
Okay.
Yes.
So now the question is, do we fund, because we see Chinese everywhere, and,
Yes.
and it's a given story that the Chinese are increasing in the country.
Yeah.
Is Kenya at a position where if it reacts to these sort of headlines, then we're at a position that where we will savor our relation with the China, and then after that we start falling out because we do know they're really supporting us in terms of our nation projects?
You see, yes, we don't refuse that they are.
And have we put ourselves in that position?
That they are partners.
Yes.
But so are many other countries. You see, the funding they give to us is not unique.
Yeah.
The Japanese, everybody, but you don't see many of them. And even if they are here,
Yes.
not to this level.
Not to this level.
Because what next? Will they be hawkers? You see, will they sell your vegetables at the market? At that rate?
We've spotted some of them.
Yes.
Yes.
So something is wrong, and we need to stop it. And we're not saying because they're Chinese. We're saying that a foreigner should not have priority to a Kenyan.
Yes.
Because that's why you're Kenyan, and that's why we're in Kenya.
All right. On that note, let's just move on to another headline, which only has one talking point. Now, Parliament is pushing to raise CDF by 3 billion shillings. Okay, starting July. There have been talks before this headline to just get done away with CDF. Now, this is a new talk again to raise the CDF funds by 3 billion. Now, if you listen to this, now, Auditor General Oko's report on the National Government Constituencies Development Fund for the year ended June 30, 2017, shows that 8 constituencies did not account for 1 billion shillings allocated for them. So the question this morning is, are we trying to find more ways to steal cash? And should we get done away with CDF?
You see, if we go back to the history of CDF, it was a very noble idea.
Yes.
In that we said the local MP be given a kitty to initiate development at the constituency level. Because at that point, the thinking was that they were deemed to be on the ground and understood the issues that were on the ground. Now, post-devolution, the game has changed. The constituency is no longer the lowest unit of devolution. So, 2 questions. One, is CDF relevant as a fund? And 2, if it is relevant, then does it need to sit with the MP, or does it need to sit somebody else? In this case, the lowest level of devolution. Now, in my opinion, the first CDF is still relevant in whatever form it will become.
Yes. Because
yes, you need the more money you devolve, the better, accountably, of course. Now, the lowest level of devolution is award. And that's why you see the push for an MCA to have a kitty. I think if at all this is where we survive, I think that's where we need to go.
I think that's the way we need to go.
Yeah, because the lowest level of devolution now is award.
Is award.
The award is the smallest. And that's why you see there's commotion, because the MP overlaps several wards.
Yes.
So he's trying to do things at the ward level, at the constituency level, and there are several wards below. So the MP can easily play politics and decide which MCA succeeds and which one doesn't, at the detriment of the citizens of those wards.
Yes.
So if this was to be taken back to the wards, and we put stringent measures of how this money goes down, because if you look at success stories, there are success stories of CDF even now. The MPs who have done wonders with CDF. So in my humble submission is that CDF needs to stay, but I think it needs to sit somewhere else.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Now, but when you look at the essence of devolving our government, I mean, we'll be talking about devolution on the basic level. Is it not okay for us to figure, therefore, where this money needs to go to first before just blindly saying, let's raise it to 3 billion? And is it not okay for us to just say that once we give you this money, therefore, it's supposed to use for A, B, C, and D? Because if you look also at devolution, now there are other services that CDF also does that county money is also supposed to do. Yes, and some of these governors is using it for that as well. Is it okay that that's how it's supposed to be now?
And that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
This money, if it sits at MCA level, because don't forget, MCAs are in the county assembly, and they're the ones who hold governors to account. So if we are all playing for the same team, then we can all sit in the same table and have a decent conversation of projects within county and then devolve down to wards.
Yes.
If you do it that way, probably it will work. Because right now we're having a clash of governors and MCs on one side, and then MPs. And don't forget, there's also the women rep. Don't forget, Kenya, we are one of the most represented people in the world.
Yes.
Because we have 6 people who, like you, representing you and representing me. So there's that overlap. But I sincerely think there are systems. And don't forget, if you look at the CDF Act, the measures are there. And that's why Ouko is able to pin out, because he knows you do not follow A, B, C, D. But it's time again to sit and relook at those things. And last to what you're saying about identifying projects,
yes.
I think that's the way to go. That you're saying that in the coming year, I'll do a school, it's laid down.
It's laid down.
So it's not at the whim.
Yes.
Yeah, because when it's at a whim, then politics sets
in. Yeah. All right, let's have a quick crossover quickly to the last headline this morning. Now, China's exports beat forecast to rise as trade war heats up. So now, on a general view, I know we are watching. We do not know where this is going to end, because Trump is still the president tomorrow and next year as well. So now the question is, how is China going to get smart and beat US at this war? Because that's exactly how everybody is watching it. How is China going to be smart and beat US at this war?
You see, just to take a step back, in 1971,
yes,
President Nixon signed an executive order to delink the dollar from gold backing. That means going forward, the dollar became fiat money, paper money. But they also struck a deal with Saudi Arabia so that all oil was denominated in dollars. Now, recently, and that's why, in my opinion, why this war is going on, China has decided that they want to back the yuan with gold. Now, if that was to happen, yuan would become a stronger currency than the dollar.
Yes.
Because the war here, the overall war is what currency will the world be denominated in? Right now, the world is denominated in dollars, whether you like it or not. But China, the way they are pushing, they're threatening that position. That's why now, and there are all these motions. And then there's a lot of capital flying from the US to China. And Trump is a businessman. So he knows that. That's why he's putting all these barriers. But there's a trade deal being, and we hope that it gets struck. Because if it doesn't get struck, then the polarization will become.
Yes.
And what will happen now going forward, we'll start having the proxy wars we used to have during the Cold War, and it's already happening, where they don't fight directly, but they come to Kenya and they fight. You can see now, Kenya, the Chinese want a piece of it, the Americans want a piece of it. So those kind of proxy wars, we'll start seeing them. So to me, it is about dominance. It's about dominance, and it's about which currency will denominate the world.
All right.
Yeah.
On that note, I just want us to take a short break. Once we coming back, we shall be coming back with Stephanie Wanswa right here as we look at your agro-commodities markets this morning. Remember, we shall be talking about the real war of the China-US and how this is going to affect our Kenyan economy. The question being, how is Kenya supposed to position itself as China and US continue to battle? Remember, the war goes on. Another announcement might come tomorrow. We don't know. All right, we shall be calling Abraham back in the studio sometime this week to join Adere as we sink deeper into this headline. On that note, we take a short break. Once we come back, Stephanie Wanswa, Simba Keage, as we look at your commodities.